I'm about to say something that's going to make some of y'all click off immediately. But if you do stay, we're going to talk about how this Black American ended up believing that Israel actually does not have a right to exist. Shocking to hear for some people. I get it. But this isn't a stance I take lightly. This isn't just something I snatched off TikTok. There are reasons behind this. I'm going to give you 3 facts. Not my opinion, not what I think, just 3 basic facts. And after each one, we're going to sit with the heavy implications each of these facts bring. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why I, somebody who believes in the liberation of all oppressed peoples, cannot support the existence of a state built on the opposite premise. Fact 1. In July 2024, the International Court of Justice, that's the big dog for international law, kind of like the Supreme Court for the planet, if you will, they dropped an opinion. And I quote, the court finds that Israel's continued presence in the occupied Palestinian territories is unlawful. This is literally the highest legal authority on earth saying this occupation is illegal. And not only that, we didn't stop there. After this opinion, several countries all got together, reviewed the opinion, and said, yeah, this is illegal. Well, this is wrong. Let's vote to end it. And you know what the vote to end it was? 192 to 2. The only ones opposing, of course, being Israel and the United States. Keep in mind, this was July 2024. So this is well before any of the following human rights abuses and war crimes that Israel would inflict on Palestinians. Now, there might be some people who disagree with me, who look at this and say, well, that's a no-brainer. The UN is just biased against the United States and Israel. And it's just like, the whole world biased against these 2 countries? Okay, fine. Let's talk about who isn't biased. Fact number 2, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and Israel's own human rights group, B'Tselem, all of them separately, using the legal definition, have concluded that Israel is practicing apartheid. Again, this is just fact number 2. This isn't my opinion. This isn't what I think. These are the conclusions of these separate international human rights organizations. Okay, now that's 2 out of the 3 facts of the matter. The third one is where it gets personal for me. Fact number 3, I am a Black American. I know what separate but equal looks like. I have read what apartheid looks like. You might be surprised to find out it was never equal. It was just always separate. When I see reports of separate roads for Jews and Arabs in the West Bank, roads Palestinians can't use, roads that carve through their land like a scar, I don't see security. I see 1950s Alabama with a Middle Eastern accent. You lost, boy? That's all I can imagine when I think of Israel. Reading the books my ancestors wrote, learning of the Supreme Court cases, and the thorough efforts to marginalize and disrupt Black people all throughout the country has showed me we don't need to imagine what that feels like. We just need to remember. And that is the part that broke the 2-state solution for me. I used to be a 2-state guy. 2 countries, split them up, give them equal shares, and just let them be, right? Problem solved. But then I sat with it and I realized I cannot in good conscience support a state that exists for one ethnic group, any ethnic group. Period. And I understand that every country has a majority culture. That's fine. But there's a difference between this is the culture here and this state exists to protect and prioritize this group above everybody else. Zionism, as a political project, says Jews deserve a state where they are the majority and have self-determination. And on paper, and especially after the Holocaust, you could understand why that idea had power. But here's the thing about building a house only for your people. First, you have to find out and decide who's your people and who are the others. And then after you describe or identify the others, then you have to find out what to do with them. My philosophy, the one that I personally believe in, says liberation isn't liberation if it comes at someone else's expense. It's the Ubuntu philosophy. I am because we are. Not I am because my group is the we. So when I hear people, politicians, religious leaders saying things like Israel has a right to exist, I hear some people have a right to exist and be safe, and other people have a right to be managed. And I am not co-signing that bullshit. But pushing apartheid to the side, even in a literal sense, no state has the right to exist. Not the United States, not China, not the imperialist apartheid military base we call the state of Israel. Nobody. The statement itself makes no damn sense. But that's it. 3 facts. 1 occupation ruled illegal. 1 apartheid system confirmed by international human rights groups. And 1 black man who knows what it's like to be the other in somebody else's project. You don't have to agree with me, but if you're still watching, you gotta admit, the way we've been talking about this isn't working.